Good evening. Today we have Mr. Akshat Narki with us. He is consultant at PwC. Good evening, sir. Myself, Patel Ishani, and my ID is 22dce071. Today we would like to ask you some questions regarding software and software industry.
Okay.
So can you provide an overview of your company and its mission?
Yes. So, first of all, thanks to all of you for inviting me for this conversation. And sorry for a bit of background noise. I'm not at home, so I'm taking home from outside. So sorry for that. But yeah, so coming back to PwC. So PwC is a 150 years old organization, and it started with their journey with accounting industry. Now they have developed their expertise in consulting side, and they are also doing a tax management. Now consulting side has two aspects. One is management consulting, and second is their technology consulting. With boom in technology, PwC has also ventured into providing consulting for the technology side of things. So you name it, be it a small office kind of a software, so MS Office, to the large ERP level of software. You name it, anything in between that, we provide consulting for that. From deployment to developing something in-house for them, how they can do that, or should they do that or not. Those kind of consulting services we provide to our customers. So however, my domain is more into the management side of things, but I have experience in software side of things to TCS when I was in TCS, and I was providing consulting to the PwC kind of organization. So to give you more brief into how PwC operates, so let me give you an example. So say any organization. So let's take an example of Reliance industry. So they are in an oil and gas industry. So they have very specific needs of how their industry should operate. So they will invite PwC as their consultant. They will understand their business, and based on that, they will say these are the particular softwares they will need to operate more efficiently as a company who are going digitalized or who are going from not digitalized to digital company. And so we provide consulting from their HR side of software, so to manage their company in-house, to their supply chain side of things, to manage their company value chain, from buying their goods to selling those goods, how it should operate, how operation should be managed. So those kind of ERP software related consulting. And then sales side of things. So Salesforce comes into the picture. So those kind of services we provide as a PwC consulting arm.
Okay, so my next question is, what is the need of software development in your industry?
So in my industry specifically, if I look at it, everyone, specifically after COVID, is going digitalized, right? So everyone is venturing into the need of the speed up their growth or digitalize their growth. That's everyone's forte, except small SME, except few government organizations. Everyone is in the area where they want to operate or venture into the way where things are going in a digital way. So that's where PwC comes into picture. So when any company who are at a small scale and growing rapidly, now they were operating manually and they now want automations and digitalization in their industry. That's when they ask us, and all the software development side of things, we understand, we develop teams and how they can implement in various industries or various companies. That's what they are expert in, all the people or technology consultant in PwC. So from our perspective, software development and keeping tab on the software development side of things, what are the new trends, what are the growing trends in the industry, that's what we keep a tab on. So I'll give you one specific example. With the generative AI, like of ChatGPT came into the existence last year, around the same time of the December. PwC got onto it. They developed their in-house ChatGPT kind of a generative AI, and that we are helping other companies to deploy. We are also helping them to understand what is the need of their generative AI in various aspects of their companies. We are also deploying that kind of software into the management consulting side of things. So say I can use that generative AI to help me with writing my essays, my PPTs, my report card. So that is reducing my work a lot. So those kind of activities PwC keeps their tab on. They keep on working with the growing trends. So that's how important is we keep looking at what growing trends are in the software industry.
So how does your company stay competitive in the ever-evolving software industry?
So basically, we actually help others to be competitive through our technology consulting. So definitely we have to be on top of how to be how do we stay competitive. So there are a few matrices that we use. So first is the market research. That is definitely on our radar. So, and what are the growing trends? So that comes out of those market research. So like I gave you the example of ChatGPT. So those kind of trends we track, and all other reports that gets published, like the Gartner report. And we also publish our in-house research study reports, like what is happening in the industry. So that's where other management consultants who are expert in this field, comes into the picture, and they provide insight onto what is other industries are doing, what their needs are, what are the data, what are the gaps between their need and existing things that are available with them. So those kind of reports we publish map with the requirements of the users, and based on that we map that, and not just being competitive, but we like to be on the forefront side of the development side of things, like what are the needs, identifying it, developing things for those customers before anyone else gets into the picture. So if I give you another example, going above the so ChatGPT is one use case of AI. So we develop those kind of a use case for the taxation industry. So in that we identified certain industry has those specific needs. Same way there are other all the industries those have ESG filing related needs. In those industries we are deploying those identified needs and being on forefront. That's help us to be competitive and beat the competition. So that's the idea of PwC, to be competitive, to be on the forefront, to stay relevant to the software industry.
Okay, so what are some current challenges that company is facing, and how do you overcome that?
So specifically, it's a very industry-specific challenges that PwC has. So PwC has one arm in the audit side of things, and there are certain rules that SEBI applies that we cannot consult our certain customers whom we are auditing. So let me give you an example. We have a torrent power in Gujarat that is supplying power to the Ahmedabad region and in the South Gujarat region. So that is our audit customer. Now they also have certain needs of software development. They will ask us to help us on that, but we will not be able to consult because there will be conflict of interest. So having a very large base in the audit industry, that kind of comes into the picture, and it kind of restrains us from going into and contacting those customers. So, and somewhere PwC is very high on ethics. So those kind of things becomes a challenge when everyone is becoming very competitive and they are trying to win customers left, right, and center. So those kind of challenges that PwC is facing, even though being in terms of consulting side of things, it's in top 2. If we talk about the software consulting side of specifically, so it's in top 3. So Accenture being at the first, Deloitte being second, and PwC being the third. That's what the research says. So, but yeah, those are the few challenges that PwC faces.
So which type of software and hardware do you use in your company?
So if I have to talk about specifically for our company, we do not specifically use large-scale hardware. We definitely help others to deploy cloud solutions. We help them to deploy hybrid cloud solutions, AI solutions, but we particularly do not consume that. Internally, we mostly consume more office-related softwares, definitely HR-related softwares, and those softwares definitely are the cloud solutions. So we can operate from anywhere in the world. So technically, all our consultants go and consult all the clients at the different locations, and so cloud solution definitely helps us being relevant and being connected all the time while working on the one project, but multiple users are there. So cloud computing comes really into the picture in this world. And when we have multiple stakeholders and operating on one single file or one single project. But like I said, AI is also getting into every part of the organization, and so be it office-related or office-related use cases, or PPT, or being a report development, or just like connecting various office-related solutions. So applying leaves to being a payroll-related systems or finance-related, accounting-related solutions. So that's all the use cases where AI is getting into the picture. Also in the hardware side, all the consultant basically has those ThinkPad hardware laptops for the providing consulting, presentation, related things. So those are the major use cases for us in terms of software and hardware side. But we definitely help others to deploy software and hardware solutions, but we don't consume for us per se.
Hello sir, my name is Dev Patel. My ID is 22dce089. So my first question is what is the various domain of your IT sector in your company?
So we operate vertically and horizontally. So what does that mean? We help each and every sector of industry to deploy IT solutions. But we have some specific functional related IT solutions as well. Say procurement related solution or taxation related solution. So those kind of solutions is used across industry. So we help them deploy those for all the industries as well. But there's a supply chain arm as well in the technology consulting side. There's a power generation related technology consulting arm. So they help specific to the power industry. supply chain part helps them on the supply chain side of companies or logistic related companies. So PwC as a consulting firm is present across all the industries, and the kind of a if we talk about global scale, almost all the Fortune 500 companies are the customer of the PwC. Almost all, like not all, but almost all of them are one way or the way are our customers.
What are your industry's future goals?
So in the consulting side of things, we are definitely competing on the management consulting side of things, on the taxation side of things, audit side of things. But technology consulting is we see as a future. That is the direction that PwC is using. So earlier, management consulting and technology consulting used to be a different term. Now they have been merged, and technology consulting is growing in double digit for us. So target being so there are big four companies that are called as the technology consulting side of things. In that, first is runaway winner is Deloitte. Second is PwC, and EY is not very far behind. So PwC has a target of getting that crown of being the first big four, definitely Deloitte is beating through the good deployment related skills. They have a very large customer base in terms of deploying software and developing software for their customers. PwC is big lagging compared to Deloitte. So that is what PwC is trying to develop. So they can develop internally those softwares that the industry needs and deploying for their customers and being that number one in the big four industry. That's what they are targeting.
And which type of software engineering do you expect from upcoming generation?
So cloud computing is going to be there, and definitely AI is the new trend, and AI is going to be there. Automation will definitely be a big use case for all the manual work that is happening in the office space, and that is going to be definite. That is already at the mature phase, but it will continue to be specifically for India case where there are still adoption rates are quite less for the automation, and there are specific industries that are still lagging in terms of adoption of software. So those are going to be large, or what we say, low hanging fruits for future software deployment and development side of things. So one case being government related organizations, they are still not using much of software related activities. So that's where we can consult that for them specific needs can be developed. And so if I give you one example, passport related activities earlier used to be a very lengthy process, but TCS came in, deployed their solutions, and passport process become from being 2 months long or 2 months, 6 months long process to a 1 month short process. And that is through the technology development in that particular sector of the government. So those kind of activities needs to be developed for the government, for the infrastructure of compete with the global infrastructure of the other nations, like of the US, like of China. That is going to be the point where we need to focus more on.
Can you please tell your experience or your colleagues' experience?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you say that again?
Can you share your experience in your industry?
So my experience has been really amazing. I will speak on two fronts. One is the client side of things. So that has been great. I am serving on the underdeveloped part of the nation. So that's where that's what my purpose is. I'm helping somehow nation grow, nation move forward. So that's one big thing for me. And that's how I see being my purpose. So that gives me a good satisfaction from work perspective. Second perspective being the team work culture and the way PwC treats its employee and treats the future of the employee. So that has been the fantastic. My team is really great and really great. That kind of supports upcoming consultants. So that's how I see as a win-win situation for me as well. So they also fulfills my purpose, also fulfills my ambition. So where I can when I'm putting effort, it's helping somehow my nation to grow forward. So that's how I see my work, being rewarding to me as well as to nation as well.
Yeah, how to approach software architecture and design your project.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Can you say that again?
How to approach software architecture and design your project.
So software architecture related questions are, I will not be able to answer more. I am more on the management side of those things. But if I have to talk briefly on the software architecture, more like we definitely take user stories into the consideration, and what are available use cases, what are the available sources that tells us what are the success stories that have been in the past or in the other industries or similar kind of companies. So based on that, we can develop the software architecture, and based on that, we can deploy for the for the companies. But who is working as a technologist or technological consultant will be able to more answer on that one. I'm really sorry, I will not be able to brief more on the architecture side of things.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now my friend will be continuing.
Good evening, I am Tanvi Patel and my ID is 22dce084. So my first question is, as we all know that collaboration and networking is how much important in today's world. So how do you collaborate with the other team members?
So as you rightly said, it's quite important, specifically in our industry. So we work from different locations. We work from at different client locations, and we have to collaborate not just with us. We have to collaborate with the clients as well, time to time, when we are deployed as their consultant, and we have to work in their own environment. And sometimes we have to mix and match our legacy system or customers' legacy system with our system. So those kind of interactions we need. So in those cases, definitely collaboration tools do come into the picture. And like I said, cloud solutions are implemented specifically for office-related activities. So when I say office-related activities, it means all the Word, Excel, and Power presentation-related activities that we do. And those all happens or we prepare on the cloud. Specifically, we use OneDrive, and that's the go-to option. And we all can, like, if I have 5 members working on one project, all 5 members can operate and work on that one project, one presentation or one report simultaneously. So typical length of a presentation goes to 150 pages. Typical size of the report that we prepare goes beyond 100 pages. So those kind of things are there. So preparing by one person and working in a waterfall mode, where one person works on one particular section, then it pass on to the other person. It will consume a lot more time. So here cloud solution is helping us, so all 5 people can start working immediately on their own sections, and also who is the reviewer can review as things are being deployed, these things are being written on the just using the cloud solution. That is the one important tool that we use for the collaboration and networking. So second thing is the using different APIs to connect with the customer client network, get into the client network and bringing those connections with our system. So that's again our internal, there is an IFS team, internal firm solutions. So that helps us on doing to do that when we have to collaborate with the client. So there are certain security restrictions, so we cannot immediately collaborate with the client environment, but through those APIs, we can definitely connect with the customer environment and can collaborate within our network with the customer side of things as well.
So as we talked about collaboration, so can you please brief us that how networking is important in your industry and how we can improve our networking?
So, hello, can you say that again? I'm not able to hear you.
So as you talked about collaboration and networking, so can you brief us that why networking is important in your industry and how we can increase our networks?
So network has two meaning. Do you mean networking from the engineering side, or do you mean engineering in the networking from the management side of things?
Mostly engineering side means, yeah, engineering side.
So I can talk about again on the collaboration side of things, but that's my limitation on the networking aspect of the industry. But if you talk about our entire business from the management side of the networking, our entire business is depending on the networking. pitching our proposals to different consumers, understanding what is consumer needs without even them coming to us and telling us this is what their problems they are facing. So through understanding through reports, through company reports, through company filings that are happening on the SEBI, we identified what are the problems. We go and pitch them the solutions on the different forums. So what are the different forums? One is when their public hearings are happening for the company, when there are certain regulatory committees are getting together. So that's where we go and pitch them. There are technology fairs that are happening. That's where we go and pitch our solutions and display what PwC can tell and help customers or different organizations for their problems. So also there are different programs happens like AWS does their program on the different aspects of their solutions available. PwC goes there and pitches their tent and tells what are their deployment related activities they can do and how quickly they can deploy, what are the use cases they have already done. Those kind of activities of networking we do. And we bring our customers as well to there and tell them this is what we have already done. This is what we can do for you. This is kind of support we can provide. So those kind of activities we can keep on and continue to do that for expanding our network and business spectrum.
Okay, so one last question is that if you were a student presently in case of us, then what type of skills you will learn in today's world?
So in today's world, for a software engineer, I would definitely say that having command over one or at least two language would be very useful. It will come in handy, and I would definitely recommend Python for sure because data analysis and machine learning is quite easy with the Python, and machine learning is going to be there. It's going to be forefront of the future software industry, and AI is just not for you to just learn, but you have to see the industry specific use cases so that you can turn your knowledge, you can turn your understanding of Python and machine learning and connect with the industry need. So that is going to be a very useful skill. So whenever there is going to be an interview, they will ask what you can do for that. So that's when you can say that your industry is having this kind of particular problem. I think with this machine learning capabilities or this cloud computing related capabilities, you can solve those problems. And I am learning it. I can learn together with you on this journey and like to help you on deploying those solutions for the customers or for you yourself. So those kind of activities when you do over your next 2 years of time frame, that will definitely help you. So one final answer, machine learning is going to be helpful. Pick up one particular language that you are really master on, and that will definitely help. So after having one coding language that you are expert in, it is very much easy to transfer those skills into the other side of things. So it would be my one giveaway for the next 2 years.
So that's it from our side. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. And any suggestions you would like to give to us?
Take the best advantage of current environment that you are in. Okay, try to learn as much as you can because this particular industry is ever evolving, so it's not gonna stop anytime soon. And in how to be front runner in this, you can look at the rear view mirror that will tell you how people have reached to this point, but to go beyond this, you have to think what are going to be the next steps or what are they going to be next technology that you will have to start learning, start understanding, start getting into those fields, at least learning about them, understanding about them, and try and experimenting it. So the computer industry is a way where there is no much large investment required to start anything, right? So competition is going to be very fierce because everyone is trying to get into it. But there are still few people, that top 1% or top 10%, that putting extra effort to stay ahead of the curve. So be on that top 10% by continuously learning, continuously updating yourself. So that is going to be key to success in software industry.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.